Hello, everyone. Hello, world. Hello, wherever you are. I don't know, as I usually say, if it's morning, evening, or afternoon where you are. But right here, it's now 11:25 in the morning here in London. And we are having what we would call one of those days, the gloomy days. But you know what? No day is gloomy. Once you're alive, there's high possibilities for anything to happen. And so that day can't really be gloomy, can it? It may look that way, but the end result is whatever you put into your day. So once again, welcome to the Women Be Show, hosted by none other than myself, Michelle Watson, the author of Overcome and Rise Above: How to Turn the Downside of Challenges into the Upside of Renewing Your Life. And you know what? You may be saying, I'm sounding very excited today. I am very excited because you know what? I just want to send a big shout out and thank you to the creator of this platform, Marina Nani. I believe saying thank you is always one of life's most precious things that you can give to anyone, that gift of appreciation. So Marina Nani, wherever you are right now, I want to say a big shout out to you. And I am excited because this weekend, the 1st of October actually is my daughter's birthday. She turns 5. But even greater, well, not even greater, she won't hear me saying that. But additional to this, on the 2nd of October, we have the W.O.R.K.S World Awards ceremony. And guys, if you've not yet got your tickets, I don't know what you're waiting on, because it's going to be exclusively a red carpet event. There's going to be so many people to meet on the day. And you know, once you make yourself available to meet people, you never know who you may meet. You just might meet that person to do your joint venture with, somebody that will take your life to another level. So please, if you've not yet gotten your tickets, do have a look at radioworks.world. Get your tickets. And I believe votes are still open. So if you've not yet voted for your host of the year, please do so as the time is running out. The votes are going to be closed very soon. So please do put yourself in a spot for just a few minutes to take the time and to appreciate someone, appreciate the hosts on Radio.WO.R.K.S World, and cast your votes. So great. You know what? It's been an amazing week, and there's just been so many things that have been happening. And as you know, you have your low moments, you have your high moments. And I remember speaking to someone, and I was speaking to them about reframing. And that's not what we're going to speak about today, but I'm going to be speaking about that next week. So do tune in and join us. I recently completed my NLP practitioner course, and it's been an amazing achievement just looking at my certificate on the wall and seeing how far I have come. And it's just made me feel ecstatic. And then I'm now looking forward to the Radio.WO.R.K.S World Awards. And then my event will be the following week on the 8th, the Women Be event. And so I am feeling quite thrilled and quite happy. And the reason why I'm pointing all of this out is because I just want to briefly speak about living a fulfilling life. You see, there's many people that live a doubting life, and their life is filled with doubt. And because it's filled with doubt, they don't take as many steps as they possibly could have taken. But today I want to speak to you about living a fulfilling and purposeful life. You see, the fact that you were born here on this earth means that there was a plan for you. There's a plan for you. Everybody has a plan. There's a plan for you to achieve or to be and to do something. That's the whole reason of Women Be, because it's all about women being who they were created to be. But it's just worrying that along that journey of living your life, there are many things that derail you from your purpose, the plan of why you were really here. It could be what someone has said to you. It could be what you've experienced. And it really throws you from being the person that you've been created to be. And that is the reason why I started Women Be, because for me, I nearly lost my pathway. I nearly got derailed from the pathway that was created for me. But you know what? I do remember speaking about this with Marina in the earlier stages of starting the show. And it's about there's no mistakes, there's no failures. It's just about life's lessons. And sometimes the things that were meant to derail you weren't really derailing you. It was more shuffling you into that position for you to be on the road to your purpose. Because I believe that if I didn't go through the challenges that I faced, I would not be living my purpose now. Because if I look back at my life, when I was younger, I always had a dream that I would be an air hostess, traveling the world, going to different countries. But now when I look at it, that's not really where my purpose was. That was a dream, that was a wish that I had based on the glamour and the glitter that I saw. But now that I'm doing this, I get so much fulfillment from speaking to women, from coaching women, taking them from where they are to where they've desired to be and didn't believe they could get there. That's where I get my fulfillment from. I feel so much joy when someone can send me a message and say, you know, Michelle, you inspired me to take a step. I've got so much joy. I get so much joy from sitting down and working with someone that said, you know what, I've been turned down so many times for job interviews, not being able to do my CV properly, and being able to assist that person in, and hearing them send me a message and say, you know what, I've got the job. Thank you. That is what I feel happy about. And that is what that is where I get my passion and my pleasure from. And some people say, I don't know what my purpose is. So the first thing that you need to look at is, what is it that you're attaching yourself to? Are you attaching yourself to the things that are holding you back, or you're attaching yourself to your purpose? And what I mean by that is, I know in life we have to work. And what tends to happen is many people get caught up in how much they earn in the specific job that they do. And even though they're earning the money, they're one of the most unhappiest people that you could ever find on earth, because they're not living a fulfilling and purpose life. They're not living in their purpose. There's so many people that their purpose is to go out there, help abused women. Their purpose is to go out there and start boot camps, to start events, to do so many things. And they're not living in that purpose. And so for that reason, they get up in the morning and it's almost as if they shouldn't have woken up, because they're grumpy and they're complaining and they're frustrated about the fact that they have to go once more into their working place. I remember working with a lady, well, speaking with her briefly as well, and she was having panic attacks, and I said to her, what's your trigger? And she couldn't figure it out. And after speaking to her, I recognized that every moment that she needed to get up to go to work, at every time that she going home, she was fine. Going to work, she would have these attacks. And in the end, we found out that she was so unhappy doing what she was doing. It was making her depressed because she wasn't living a fulfilling life. She wasn't living her purpose. She had it in her and she was yearning. Why? Because society started to tell her, based on circumstances, challenges that she's gone through, that she's no longer good enough to really live in that life that she desired, to really help those people that she wanted to help. And I want to ask that question, how many of you today are feeling this way? You're feeling boggled down by the fact that you have to work. You know what, I at this moment, I'm still working, but the fact that I'm working is not for me to remain there. I am using it as my stepping stone to get to where I want to be. And that is what you need to look at. Where you are now, do you really want to be there? And I did a video earlier this week and I received so much comments and feedbacks from it. And the question I was asking, I was basically saying to them, you know what, I have started going out now, doing my exercises. And that day that I started, the very first day, I had a massive headache, a piercing headache. My neck was paining me, everything was paining me. And in order to get myself in that state to be able to go and do my power walk and everything, I had to start asking myself some very important questions. And that is what you need to ask yourself. The thing that you're finding the most difficult to do, why is it specifically that you need to do it? What is the main purpose? Why is it important to you? So whatever it is that you've had in your heart that you want to do, why is it that you want to do it? What is your highest intention? What is your highest level of intention? What you're doing right now, are you finding joy in doing it? Do you feel like you're living a fulfilling life? Are there specific areas in your life where every time you see it, you feel a pain and wish that you could do something about it? I just want to implore you now, don't let your work take you away from that purpose. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to you, don't go out and earn your money, because as I said to you, I'm still working, because I'm working to use it as a stepping stone. But my main highest intention, level of intention, is not to remain there. Is to help the women that I can go out and help. So you need to make sure that in your life, you have that highest level of intention. So even though you're in your work, you can still do it. It's not an excuse. I still work, still have my children. I am married, but I do this. I do this because I realize that this is where my passion is. This is where I am needed. This is where I can make an impact in the life of many. And if you're not getting that drive doing what you're doing now, then you need to really stop and ask yourself these questions. Because then if you're not, is it a case that years from now, you're going to die with that gift in you? You know, the first time I heard this quote, it really touched my heart. And it said, the richest place is in the graveyard, because so many wisdom, so many talents have died there, because people didn't live their full potential. People didn't live their fulfilling purpose. So you need to stop postponing your happiness. We all do it. I did it for so long, postponing my happiness. You see, it's okay to make plans, but don't forget that in your plans, you need to be doing something that's going to make you feel value, that's going to make you feel worth, that's going to make you feel like you're making a difference. And it's not a lot of major things. I started making a difference firstly by sending out different quotes to people, by sending out encouraging messages on a daily basis. And that is where it started for me, because I just had that desire to encourage someone. And I thought to myself, I didn't have the time, I didn't have the finances, but what is it that I can do? There's always something in your hand that you can use to make a difference. But the thing is, we find so many excuses and we want it to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's not one successful person that can turn on and say to you that my journey when I first started, it was perfect. It was all a work in progress. So what is it that you can start today that will link you with your purpose? Would you live in that fulfilling life? What is it that you really desire to do? And don't look at the fact that there's somebody else out there doing it. There's somebody else out there. Marina has so many hosts. But did I turn around and say, you know what, Marina, you have so many hosts that speak about motivation, that speak about life. So you know what? I don't think it's for me. No, because everyone's purpose, everyone's gift is unique in its own way. What another host does, I do mine, but I do it differently. And that's what makes us all special. So I want you to really pay attention to that and stop postponing your happiness. Don't be afraid to reach for your dreams. Don't be afraid to reach for what it is that gets your heart pumping. Don't wallow away in self-pity. Don't wallow away in fear. Don't let yourself, because I was doing that for a long time and I see so many people doing it, they allow themselves to be dead before they're even really dead, because they're at work and they just have that same pattern. Wake up in the morning, go to work, and you're there and you're just so unhappy because there's something greater in you. And when you start to stifle that thing that is greater in you, you're slowly killing the real you. And I did that for a long time. And I was just so unhappy. I was able to pay my bills. I was able to put food on my table. Yes, I was glad for that. And I was appreciative of that. But I realized I was slowly killing me. And to be able to do what I'm doing now, to be able to share my story, to be able to help women come from where I was to achieving their success, it's a feeling that I cannot explain with anyone. And you can have that feeling. It's not necessarily doing the same thing I'm doing. It's not necessarily going out and helping women. It could be just you wanting to start your own business. You wanting to write a book. You wanted to start doing a project different from your work. Don't postpone your happiness. Don't postpone your purpose. Don't kill your purpose. And I just want to tell you that things are going to come up that's going to want to derail you. The things are going to come up. People are going to say things to you. In the moment that you're thinking about taking the step, that's the moment that things will start coming to you, either via phone, email, or just by having conversation with someone to discourage you. And if that happens, take that as a sign that maybe I really need to do this, as opposed to maybe I shouldn't really do this. Give it a try. And also, if you have any feedback, if you want to share your experiences, if you've actually gone out and decided to try this, please feel free to send your messages, send your reviews on RadioWorks.world, or even email me, Michelle Watson at breakfreemw.com. And you know what? This is just what I wanted to leave you with today, because today is about living. We have no guarantees for tomorrow. There's a young man that I know that he got married last year, and sad to say, he passed away on Monday, and it was really, really shocking for me. So live your life today. Be happy today. And once again, as I'm rounding up, please do go and check out RadioWorks.world for the award ceremony that's coming up on the 2nd of October. I look forward to seeing you. And if you've not yet voted for your host of the year, please, please, please do so, because guess what? It's going to be an amazing event. And it's all about living a fulfilling life, because guess what? We each possess the ability creatively to respond to life's mysteries and our experiences of it. Everyone has a purpose in life, even if yours is to go through it believing you don't have one. So I just want to repeat that quote for you. Everyone has a purpose in life, even if yours is to go through it believing that you don't have one. Because you know what? That road is going to eventually connect you to where your purpose lies. So even if you don't recognize it right now, it is there. You do have a lovely week. And once again, lots of love coming straight from the Women Be host, Michelle Watson. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.